On to you Virgos. You have the Four of Wands, the Five of Wands, and you Virgos have the Ten of Pentacles. You Virgos, then you have the Fool and the Ace of Wands. You Virgos try to create, functional relationships with other people, but they don't want that. A lot of you Virgos realize that that's not what it is that a lot of people want. Some people want that, and for those people, you're looking for those type of people. But at the same time, you Virgos understand that those type of people are rare and that you're going to have to actually go looking for it. But for the most part, you Virgos realizing that people are full of ish. They're full of, they're full of basura. They're not really telling the truth, because they'll tell you Virgos about how it is that they want a good relationship, but the way that the two of you interact with each other, it's dysfunctional, or that's for the lower Virgos. The low level Virgos, they're gonna be dysfunctional back, but the high level Virgos, a lot of y'all are not really gonna be very dysfunctional. Oh snap! But a lot of you Virgos aren't going to be missing my chain. You're not going to be very dysfunctional, but you see how a lot of, and you hear how a lot of people will talk about how they want high level relationship because they actually want someone that can see things from their perspective as well, and the two of you are supposed to work together. But then what they do in practice, though, how they actually go about practicing it, it turns out to be a complete flop, because you Virgos will see, right, and experience that even though they said that they want a peaceful relationship, they're telling you Virgos about what they're not going to do for you. They don't. Oh my gosh. As a Virgo myself talking about it, I don't get anything in relationships. I literally get nothing out of relationships. No, I'm lying. What I do get out of relationships is stress. People talking to me about what it is that they're not going to do for no reason. There's no justifiable cause whatsoever, because when I am trying to get to know the people who I'm trying to get to know, I genuinely mean the best for them, right? And I just want to elevate with them, essentially. And if I can, if they move correctly, if they play their cards right, where they're with me and they have loyalty, all I want to do is just put them, just help them, let us both rise in this game together as a couple and stay with them and everything like that. But that's not what it is that they have in mind. So I can imagine the type of nonsense that you Virgos get, because I'm a Virgo myself and I experienced that same nonsense and that delusion too. People wasting our time playing games with us. So the Fool and the Ace of Wands represents a lot of us Virgos are just not doing it anymore. I know I'm not, because I literally don't get anything in relationships other than stress and low budget effort, like low trash, no class having, just trash, basura, just trash, really. If I'm really going to go there, to put it nicely, just trash. And people can talk about how I'm jaded and all of that. Maybe I am jaded, but the reason why it is that I would be jaded is because the unnecessary trash that I've gotten for no reason. Because at the end of the day, I guarantee you, if you asked some people, right, that I used to hang out with when I was younger, they would, like, there's a gradation. Because you would hear from the people who I would hang out with when I was a teenager, you would hear how didn't know what it is that I wanted in certain cases, and I just was a little bit inconsistent. I had some good consistencies and some good, really good traits, but some of the things that I did was inconsistent. And then it's the gradation from the older I got, the more experience I get. If you talk to any one of my exes over the amount of time, you'll hear how it went from being the worst it was ever going to be, which was, yeah, there's some things that I did, a little bit immature, played games and stuff like this, tried to be a player at a Mac and all of that, and it didn't work, to now you start to hear how yeah, this person did treat me well. So there was a whole gradation where it's that, and the whole time, regardless of if I was dysfunctional all the way up to trying to be and successfully being a decent person, it's still the same result regardless. I literally didn't get anything different. Not getting anything I want, people people who I'm going out with disrespectful for no reason. And I'm sure it's the same thing for you hardworking Virgos out there. That's why love is the worst element of our life. That's why it's the hardest part of our life. It's because people are too caught up in their own conceit to do anybody else right by them. And we're living in a world where this is what people are all about: self-conceit, their solipsism. So the devil and the Eight of Swords is about how a lot of you Virgos, you understand how difficult your love life is, and the Eight of Swords speaks to how, again, this is what I'm talking about. You Virgos can take it or leave it. Because with this Ace of Wands, people are upset at the fact that you're just not willing to try. And that's not even that. Again, this proves the point of what I've been talking about. Because, again, solipsism is the order of the day for them. They look at you Virgos and they still don't understand you. Still. All this amount of time and they still don't understand you. You Virgos are not completely done dating. But what you are done with is you're done with the same level of dysfunctionality that you would have put up with when you were inexperienced and you were much younger and you lacked the experience and the knowledge and the wisdom and everything like that. So you're not going to be dysfunctional. You're too experienced for that. You know the reason why you shouldn't be dysfunctional. You've lived it, so you're not going to be. You Virgos just know that 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the garbage treatment. People are going to look to devalue you for no real justifiable cause, because their problems and their dysfunctions and their mishaps is not yours, because you didn't do that to them. All you're trying to do is do right by them. And here they are trying to tear you down, so they can't justify that. But then at the same time, they don't like the fact that you Virgos don't care to engage with a group of people. That's all it is that they're going to do. So the Queen of Swords right here is about how, excuse me, not Queen of Swords. The Empress reminds me of the Queen of Swords, though, but when I think about it. Anyway, the Empress represents Libra. That's why I say that it reminds me of the Queen of Swords, because air is swords anyway. So anyway, and Libra is represented as an Empress Queen. But anyway, the Empress is Libra, and the Empress represents how, you'll have people that will try to convince you and stuff like this, right? King of Swords, Ace of Cups, try to convince you, that you shouldn't be the way that you are. Stop listening to them. You Virgos, don't stop allowing people to tell you and to shame you that the reason why it is that the way that you are is because you wasn't trying hard enough. That's so insulting. I'm sure a lot of you Virgos busted your tail. You worked your butt off to not only set up a life for yourself, but set up a life for your significant other, especially the ones that you loved. And then what happened? This person completely, they retcon it, right? Like a comic book. They ignore it and try to make it seem like that didn't happen and you're not trying hard enough and you're being lackadaisical, right? You're only giving half-baked efforts and all this other type of stuff. Knowing good and well that you Virgos, that's not what's actually happening here. What's actually happening here is people are delusional and they're out of their mind and they're self-conceited. And the problem with them is let's call a thing. They're too egocentric to admit that this is a terrible mistake, because they spend so much time looking at you Virgos, your teeth and everything like that. Because the messed up teeth is a Virgo thing. They look at it and then they talk about this and they look at every little bit of it. That's the catch-22 in the whole thing. So many people will talk about how Virgos are hypercritical, but at the same time, people make an absolute hypocrite of themselves because they take a look at Virgos and yet they critique every single thing about a Virgo. And this is something that I wanted to talk about too, and this is the perfect time for that because I remembered it. Part of the reason why it is that my teeth are like this, I could have got braces when I was a teenager. The reason why is because everybody today wants to talk about, oh, body positivity and all of that trash, right? Okay, well, my teeth turned out like this or whatever the case may be, right? Okay, due to various reasons, right? Okay, so I don't have a problem chewing my food and stuff like this. So I wanted to show the ultimate body positivity. Now all of a sudden it went from being body positive. We talking this body positivity type stuff. Okay, but how come we not talking about our flaws and embracing our flaws? To now other people hyper critiquing me and now talking about all this other type of stuff. But Virgos are supposed to be so judgmental, but yet other people are looking at all this type of trash. They all this time they talk about all this stuff and all this background or everything. They talk about, oh, you know, you have a booger up your nose. Oh, you know, you look at the roach that's on the wall. That's what happens when you live in public housing, jackass. What do you think this is? You think I'm rich like I've been telling y'all? That's why I'm doing this. I'm pulling myself up pushing myself, climbing up from the bottom. I am in this country, because I was born in Trinidad. In this country, in the 50 states, in the Union, okay, I'm starting from the bottom. In Trinidad, I own many houses. By blood, by family. What are we talking about? So, but again, this shows you Virgos the irony, the hypocrisy of it all. They say that Virgos is hypercritical. We're too busy paying attention to what it is that they got going on, right? And that we need to ease up on what we want a little bit or a lot more because we're being hypercritical. But then at the same time, people will take a look at my shirt and they'll laugh at this, laugh at that, Why? Because us as Virgos, and me in particular, but I'm speaking for the Virgos, but us as Virgos don't live up to an imaginary character in their head exactly how they want it. We got to live up to their prejudice. But then at the same time, us as Virgos, especially the ones that are upright and the ones that have done the shadow work, we're looking at people and judging people, yes, and critiquing people. We do that. I do that. But we doing that because we're paying attention to their character and the value of their actions based upon the value of the actual person and the value systems that the person have. In other words, if it's a dysfunctional person, us as Virgos, we gonna tell the person we don't rock with you because you need to do better. Other people are going to tell us, oh, we just need to ease up a little bit better. No, you need to do better because betraying you Virgos, especially if we like these people, throwing us Virgos up underneath the bus for no justifiable cause, we don't deserve that. But yet we'll be the ones that get thrown proverbially up underneath the bus. People will abandon us, treat us like pure garbage. But then what we want is trust, which is what we're trying to essentially build. Makes no sense. They want all this relationships and this value and all this other type of stuff. And us Virgos are willing to give it to them, while they want to tear us Virgos down. And they will even tell us they do not want to mess with us. They want to mess with everybody else that looks nice. The socio-economic stereotype, the trope, the 6 feet, 6 inches, 6-pack abs, right? The stomach, 6 figures or more than 6 figures, right? They want the husk. They want the homunculus or the homunculi. Anybody who studies alchemy know what I'm talking about. They want someone that is incredibly rich but stupid. Let's clarify the Ace of Cups. Us Virgos, we're not going for that anymore. And this is the problem that a lot of people have. We're not going to be their stepping stone. You're going to come to us and you're going to treat us with respect. Not the fake respect, the real respect. Or you can get the F out of my life. Kiss my butt if you don't like it. Call it jaded, call it whatever you want to. That's fair. That's not what I call myself, so it don't matter. This is nothing but throwing rocks and try to hide your hand. I don't care about the silly pitter-patter names that they want to call you Virgos. Let them call you that. Whatever delusion of grandeur they need to tell themselves to be able to sleep, because they don't want to, because they want to put themselves off as being perfect, because they can't accept the fact that you Virgos are not going to allow yourself to be disrespected. The Ten of Swords, Five of Cups, the Magician, which is Virgo, the Ace of Swords, and then you have the Seven of Cups. From your experience, a lot of you Virgos have allowed your experiences to really teach you something. And because you've learned from your experience, you've seen how a lot of people's own prejudice, stereotypes, how they treat you Virgos like trash, has gotten themselves in a position where they have all of this options, or they think that they have all these options. And yeah, they have all these options, but these options don't mean anything, because all they have in these options is short-term fun. And at the end of the day, the stone that the builders reject will become the cornerstone. After all of this trashing you Virgos, trashing y'all, treating y'all like trash, all of this overlooking your value, overlooking your humanity, overlooking the fact that you Virgos are alive, treating you like if you were a ghost, if you didn't exist at all. All of those options that they act like is so much better don't mean anything in the long run. Because what are they settling for? French fries, buffalo wings, some spirits, and Netflix. While you Virgos are going after your dreams and doing your thing. Goofy on their part. That's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website where there's ways to get a personal reading, birth chart reading, books that I have that on Amazon, as well as my merch, sweatpants, sweatshirts, t-shirts, hoodies. I guess they doing some gardening out here. Anyway, please smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. All of that stuff really does help. So please leave a comment, leave a like, all of that. Really watch the video. If you can, you got some time on you, watch the video all the way through. Show it to your friends, show it to your family, spread the message. Us Virgos stand up.